This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
He has time.
He's got the left side. Dobbs is there. Leaping grab. Touchdown. Touchdown.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of Ken and Ken in the Morning. It's Wednesday. Right?
There you go, buddy.
Wednesday, yeah, it's Wednesday. So got a cup of coffee this morning. God, yeah, always good. Always good to try to get some coffee in the morning. Of course, Motown Mitch is with us this morning.
What's up there, Motown?
Good morning, Mitch. As we go on to see what today's wonderful Lions news will be, if any, I don't think there's much of anything going on right now.
You missed the big fucking news then.
Well, that's not really true. I mean, the Cowboys did do a little something. Yeah, really interesting. I'm not sure why they do this, but here's what the deal is. The Cowboys get George Pickens in the 2027 6th round pick. The Steelers get a 3rd round pick for next year and a 2027 5th round pick. Yeah, I don't know how to. I mean, okay, Pickens didn't like being in Pittsburgh for whatever reason. God.
Damn it, get out of the way. I'm sorry, I was doing my best Woody impression.
Oh, no, you got to vaguely threaten him, too.
Yeah. Why I oughta.
There you fucking go.
Morning, Bill. Well, Steve, maybe I am. Yeah, so interesting trade yesterday. The Jags released Gabe Davis, so we're getting at some onesies and twosies coming through here. Oh, and by the way, after we talked about this yesterday, guess what the news comes out for Chicago today? Bears eyeing running back addition.
Uh-huh. Not surprised. Chubb might be headed to Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting.
Well, I'm going to hope not, and if he does, I'm going to hope he's not fully back from injury, because I really don't want to see that guy fucking twice a year.
Yeah.
Also, Bears fans confirmed by the chef Poles that Ozzie Trapilio will start the season at left tackle. And some of that is because of the injury to Braxton Jones.
Well,
So,
what was the trade that you were talking about?
the
Yeah,
trade just
Yeah,
George
Cowboys got Pickens.
Yeah, the Cowboys got Pickens. And here's the deal. The Cowboys got Pickens and a 2027 sixth rounder. The Steelers got a third rounder in 26 and a fifth rounder in 27.
Really? Man. I don't. The Steelers are a mystery. They're a mystery box to me, man. It's like you finally get DK, and now it's like but we can't have two competent receivers on the Steelers, right? We got to trade one of them. Like that, the Steelers can never have two things that go together. You know what I mean? It's like they never have two. Oh man.
I love Brent here. Pickens seems like a good fit for the Cowgirls. He adds another act to Jerry's circus.
You know, say what you want about Pickens, but he was a decent receiver.
Yeah.
And the Steelers are not in a position where they can just be like, oh, well, we don't need a talented receiver, you know? Like, I thought they were trying to add to the overall team.
So, J.K. Dobbins, comment there. Problem with J.K. Dobbins is the charges applied to UFA tender in his case. So if he goes anywhere, there's a compensation pick coming. So I don't know if J.K. Dobbins is going to be the case there for Chicago. I think more line what we talked about yesterday. Chubb makes a little more sense.
I can't assume that Dobbins would get a high restricted free agent tender.
Yeah, but if you don't have to give up capital, why give up capital if you got other options that are just good? You know, equal to the same investment.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a good point. At least this way, you got a backup plan if Chubb ends up going to one of the other places there.
Unless you're Philly, Philly likes to move up one pick to take a guy you had no plan of ever taking, and you're paying you for it.
But the funny thing is Philly tried trading up from picks 22 and after. They called every single team, and every team besides Kansas City turned them down.
The Darius Smith.
He can keep his ass out of Green Bay. He's way too much of a fucking problem there. You got to worry. Well, if the guys don't vote him captain, well, is he going to fucking go into a shell and stop performing? Is he going to become a locker room distraction? He's a very talented player. Do not get me wrong. But the personal issues with him, I'm not here to fucking try to cater to his feelings type of shit.
Good morning, Nicholas. He's like, we don't need Zadarius Smith, man. Keep that noise out. Moonscar, good morning to you, my friend. Some other notes yesterday. Eagles rework tight end Dallas Goedert deal. Probably just making some more cap space there. Texans are going to resign defensive tackle Foley Fatukasi. Jaguars, of course, release Gabe Davis. See, look at, Jerry, you could have had Gabe for free. Interesting. It's, a little bit, some interesting stuff starting to happen. Small stuff, but more talk on the on the Shedeur slide. We can bypass that.
More talk on the Shedeur side?
Oh, they're saying that his dad didn't factor in pounds.
I think it did factor, but only a very small amount. I think a lot of it was Shedeur's personal attitude combined with the perceived lack of talent.
His combine interviews?
Yep.
Yeah.
If you don't like me, if you don't like my game, don't take me.
Okay.
Ritter is going to try out for the Broncos, by the way.
Glad we understand each other. Oh, man. Meanwhile, the Saints are going to be starting either Shook or Spencer Rattler at quarterback.
Oh,
And I don't think they're going to start Rattler. I mean, maybe they will, but Rattler has shown.
Here's an interesting one. JPP wants to play in 2025.
Eh,
He didn't play at all last year. He's 36. He played 3 games in 23. I guess he can go with Von Miller, Zadarius Smith, and Matt Judon. And just kind of hang out. Oh, also they're saying, I love the rumor mill, that Flacco is the odd man out in Cleveland. Like, he's the only legit quarterback you've got there right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Yeah. I would be surprised if Gabriel makes the roster. I mean, maybe he will because he's a 4th-round pick. Like, maybe they'll be like, we're going to give him at least a year. But or was he a 3rd-round pick?
3rd-round pick.
Wow. They drafted him he was projected like a 6th-round pick.
So yeah, I mean, look, here's, it's funny. This has to be CBS, right? This. The Browns added a pair of, air quotes here, big name rookies via the draft. I don't think Dylan Gabriel is a big name rookie, but he was a 3rd-round pick. And traded for Kenny Pickett. You still got Deshaun Watson, and you've got Flacco. So you got 5 quarterbacks there. Now, Deshaun, if he's out, okay, that's cool. He's IR for the year. They save cap room money. Deshaun still gets paid, whatever. But now you've got Pickett, Flacco, Sanders, and Gabriel. I mean, honestly, I don't know how you could make Flacco. I mean, you could make Flacco the odd man out. He's old. He's 39, about to be 40. I get it.
He's the only one that can win you games.
Exactly.
So Flacco's going to make the roster by default because he's the only one who's going to get you some wins this season. Like, Pickett, I would say Pickett could be the odd man out.
Yeah. Hey, maybe I don't know what they're doing now, but I mean, yeah, we covered that, Moonscar. First thing. Yeah, good question for Brent. Steelers moving on from Pickens. What's surprising? Who's the replacement supposed to be? I don't know. Does it even matter? And then here's the thing: like, he's gonna want to raise here too. And the Cowboys, well, they don't have any money.
I'll tell you who is going to regret it: the Steelers. They have no wide receivers besides DK, and DK's not a every down. Like, he's not going to catch 100 balls this year, dude. Like,
Yeah, but they don't have a quarterback anyways.
Well, they're going to have Rodgers, so they'll be all right there.
Yeah, but you know what? That's like having like one of those old fastback Mustangs. It's like sitting on blocks. You're like, well, it doesn't have tires, so we might as well take the engine out. It's like, why not just go get some tires? Like, you know what I mean? That's kind of like that argument, Sarah. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, right?
No, I mean,
It's right. You're right that they don't have a quarterback, but we don't have a quarterback, so we might as well get rid of our own, one of our only competent receivers. Like, we're not going to be passing the ball this year anyway. Like, why not keep the receiver for when you do have a quarterback?
No. What you're missing is Rodgers told them they need to get Pickens off the team before he'll sign. That's what he's been waiting on this whole time.
Dorn just said they're making room for Lazard and Cobb.
I was just going to say Randall Cobb incoming.
The sad thing is I'd take the ghost of Randall Cobb over fucking Lazard.
Maybe they can get MVS too. Get the whole gang back together.
Well, MVS is already in Seattle. He's going to make Sam Dalton an MVP.
They saw Jordy Nelson at the draft, and he
For
can still
Sam
play.
Darnold. Yeah, I was going to say, I wouldn't be shocked if the Raiders start one. You don't draft the guy number 6 overall to sit him on the bench.
Yeah. And they're all doing ayahuasca together, okay?
Just a quick question. Where do we sign up to join that team?
Yeah, I watched the team. Oh man.
It's funny though the ayahuasca thing because I've been watching Paul America, which not football, but I don't watch the Pauls in any way, shape, or form. I've never subscribed to their social medias or I watched the Tyson fight like everyone else did because it's the Tyson fight. But I decided to watch the Paul America show there on HBO Max, and one of the Pauls just went and did a ayahuasca trip. He took his dad, and his dad's like, "Yeah, I drank it, and I felt nothing." And I guess this is something we didn't get from the Aaron Rodgers documentary, where Aaron Rodgers and they show them all singing and dancing and flailing all over the place. For this one, they didn't show the ceremony, but they talked to a couple people who did the ceremony with whichever Paul brother it was, and his dad. He took him there because they wanted his dad to unlock how I guess he mistreated them. So it's the bigger Paul, the one that fought Tyson, was at Jake, right? So it did nothing for me. And then his girlfriend Lita, who's a speed skater, right? She's like, yeah, I absolutely had zero visions. I actually slept. She goes, I slept through the thing.
Yeah, the thing is with that ayahuasca there is they have to blend an MHO inhibitor in it because you have an enzyme in your stomach that completely negates the effects of DMT. And if it's not in the perfect fucking balance, you're going to get absolutely nothing from it.
Well, I mean,
so that wouldn't surprise me if that's what happened there is they didn't use enough of the MHO inhibitor.
Other people like the Paul brother that was there. They're like, oh no, I had vision, blah blah. She's like, no, my brain is just I've trained my brain, blah blah blah. And she felt nothing. His dad felt nothing. It's just interesting. But they did the ayahuasca again. The ayahuasca is becoming a thing. I think Dorn's on the ayahuasca with his Clifford.
Oh, if that's the case, I'm going hunting fucking this year with Dorn.
Yeah,
we're hunting fucking aliens and fucking weird shit. This
Dorn's cabin. I think he's got some ayahuasca stashed away there.
Fucking
I've been watching scary. I've been listening to scary park ranger stories, and the moral of those stories is never go into the woods with fucking white people.
See,
Who do you think?
you want to bring the white people.
Who do you think
Our dumbasses are going to go out there and get killed first because we
Hell
got to
no!
investigate this shit.
You people love to investigate shit that doesn't need to be investigated.
When you see us go off and investigate, that's when you know it's time to just go home.
Exactly.
That's how the West was won, Sarah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let
Brave men went out there and investigated.
I'm just gonna let that comment sink to the bottom of the ocean and die. Okay?
Don't worry, I'll pick it up, Ken.
Hey, but hunting with Dorn and ayahuasca sounds like a bad idea. Like you're gonna come to field dressing a human.
You know, I'm okay with that.
Well, then you really don't need the ayahuasca. Then you've already got the problems.
I think maybe Jerry Jones was on ayahuasca yesterday before making, or the Browns were, or both, because I mean, look at the trade makes sense for the Cowboys. They need a receiver to go with CD, but dude, they're not gonna have the money to pay him. With all the money they're shelling out for Micah Parsons and everyone else and Dak, and it's like the money situation for them is getting kind of like, and you really still don't have a running back. And then if you're England, you're like, okay, fine, not 5 quarterbacks, but you might want to have someone, or I'm sorry, if you're Pittsburgh, it's like, okay, fine, you don't have a quarterback, but you might want to have someone there for a quarterback to throw to. I mean, I get the dude didn't like Pittsburgh, but he would really like Pittsburgh a lot if Rodgers were throwing him the ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, love or hate Rodgers, the fact is, if you're a wide receiver, you love to be his wide receiver. Because if you bond with him or connect with him on any level, dude, you just went next level and you're getting a huge payday. Because Rodgers will feed you and make you shine. So why the hell would you want out of Pittsburgh if there's even a chance that you're going to get Rodgers as your quarterback next year? And you have to assume that's kind of where they're going with it. Everyone, their brother, sisters, mother's, uncle, even Sarah's and 3 times removed thinks that Rodgers is going to Pittsburgh.
Well, it also doesn't hurt that on draft night, that reporter there that was talking with the Steelers and that was saying that from what she's heard, it's damn near a done deal. They're just waiting to finalize it.
I mean, that's just it's another perplexing move. And look at Tomlin is also probably on the hot seat this year. Well, I won't say probably. He is on the hot seat this year. You know he's on the hot seat because after they lose the playoff game, which a few of us thought, and this is where we go back to remembering takes from last year, Motown and others who've said this. Last year we were saying as they came into that playoff game, if they lose, he's gone. Haven't won a first-round game in 8 years, or haven't won a playoff game in 8 years. They lose the game, and what is it? What does the Pittsburgh hierarchy do immediately after the game? They issue a press release saying, we are not firing Mike Tomlin. You know what that says? Dude is on the fucking hot seat. That was your warning shot, Mike. You win a playoff game this year or you're gone. So the dude is on the hot seat, and then they take away one of his best weapons. I don't get it. And let's face it,
the only thing that I can think of that makes this make sense is the locker room issues that we've heard with Pickens are more than what's been let out in the media, and they think it's one of those addition by subtraction things.
I mean, yeah, that's valid, and that's the part we don't get to see. Right? We just see what's in the media, what the guys release themselves on social media and regular media, and what's on the field. We don't really get to see the locker room and some of that stuff. But I mean,
they spent a second round, I think, on a young wide receiver last season who got injured and didn't play. So,
but I mean, Pickens kind of has a reason to be upset, though, doesn't he? I mean, like for the last three years. How many Pickens has been playing? Like 3-4 years, right?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, for the last 3 or 4 years, he's had pudding consistency dog shit throwing to him, dude. Like,
no,
I would be upset too.
No, I mean,
that is fucking one great analogy for how bad the Steelers quarterback room's been.
I mean, but Joe's 100% correct though, because it's. I mean, what did he start out with what Pickett and Trubisky, right? Then he went to who did he go after that one? I can't remember what they did after that. Then last year was Russ and Fields, and now it's we don't know yet. So I mean, on that level, I agree with Joe 100%. But I mean, if I'm the Steelers organization, I really don't care about your feelings.
Yeah,
you're playing, So I mean, and Tomlin's like that kind of coach. Like he commands respect, so that probably wasn't the issue with the head coach, but Tomlin's got. I mean, he's got to be feeling like he's on the way out the door. If they don't do something with the quarterback soon and stop taking away weapons.
Isn't minicamp starting in like a week or two?
OTAs are starting to sprinkle through now, yeah.
And that's the thing is like I think Aaron Rodgers hasn't signed his contract yet because he doesn't want to do OTAs. He's going to wait for training camp.
Absolutely. That's why I said don't expect to hear anything about Rodgers signing until probably somewhere around July.
Training camp, dude.
I wouldn't be surprised, like going back to Chubb. I would not be surprised if we say the Bears and Chubb already have a deal in place, but he doesn't want to do OTAs. He just wants to continue his own workout regimen and his rehab regimen on his own, and doesn't want to be in practice with scrutiny from the media. and the Bears might not want that, or another team, whoever the team. I have a feeling a couple of these guys like Von Miller, stuff like that. Like, dude, you know what you're going to get with these guys. You don't care about the OTAs with them as much. I would not be surprised if some of these guys already have kind of like a handshake deal in place to sign a contract, and we'll just start seeing them after the first couple OTAs are done.
My only thing with that is it makes sense they don't want to take part in all the other activities, but why not just sign and not take part in them? They're called optional team activities for a reason.
Yeah.
Because when you don't, the media speculation and the media ensue is like no one wants that shit.
Yeah,
You know,
the first time, like if Rodgers was to go to OTAs, the first time he misses a pass to DK, it's, oh, Rodgers is washed, and it's like just creates negative hype that they don't need. But at the same time, if I was Rodgers, I would actually want to go to OTAs because you want to get on the same page with DK and learn your team. If you want to have any chance of success.
yeah, but you know
Maybe
what
he
these
really
guys,
doesn't want to play football anymore.
well, you know what these guys do now, though. I mean, Joe, like if I'm Rodgers, you know what he does though. If he knows he's going to go there, he's probably already talking to DK. They're probably on a beach somewhere in Florida or California tossing the ball.
I'm pretty sure, not to interrupt you, Ken, but I'm pretty sure that him and DK have thrown together during this offseason. I remember hearing him throwing with somebody from the Steelers. I think it was DK.
I mean, but
It was DK.
yeah, these guys get together in the off season. They work out together. So
And then it's not too hard to say, Rodgers, okay, you're coming here. We're just waiting on the time and date. Okay, here's the fucking playbook.
yeah, and even then, like DK's probably already going through his playbook with them, saying, "Hey, here's what I do on this. Here's what I do on that." I mean, these guys like they hang out, they talk. Like it's funny about the NFL. It used to be you hated people. Now they all love each other. It's kumbaya. They're all smoking the peace pipe. Drinking the ayahuasca together. I mean, it's not like back in the day, where guys hated each other. These guys, after the game, it's like a love fest after the game. It's like, okay.
That's because the drugs have changed in the NFL. Now you have marijuana and ayahuasca. Back in the day, it was Lawrence Taylor smoking crack. You tell me you're going to be peaceful smoking fucking crack.
I'll take LT, thank you. I mean, but the league is changing that way, though, with the OTAs. They're important, but they're not. And they become such a hype machine. The OTA, because we're so – look, the NFL is kind of a victim of its own success, right? They've been so successful at building the brand that look how thirsty we are for any kind of news. So OTAs are just a big, gigantic thirst trap for NFL fans. And he'll be darned, oh, look, Caleb missed a pass. He's a bust. The Bears need to go get a new quarterback because Caleb missed a pass to DJ Moore at OTAs. Oh, my God, Love threw a 40-yard bomb to Dobbs. We're going to be unstoppable this year. That's what comes out of OTAs. And it's like it's back to might as well be back in Indianapolis with no pads on again and watching these guys run routes with no coverage in perfect conditions. And then it's like, come on. It's like OTAs are just they're like a crawl through the playbook is all they are. That's all they're designed to be. It's like they starting to install the playbook. It's a crawl, walk, run. OTAs are crawl, camp is walk, the season's run. That's all OTAs are, but people make so much out of it.
Yesterday, I saw on Twitter that Caleb was out with 3 Instagram models. I was like, boy, he's really trying hard to convince us he's not gay. But he's just showing us that he's the gay friend of the 3 Instagram models friend.
And another stupid Caleb take. I'm sorry. I'm just tired of that bullshit. It's just bullshit.
You had
as
soon as you drafted him.
Shut the fuck up with the gay fingernails, whatever bullshit. It has absolutely zero to do with us playing the field. Really, I mean, these got to be the stupidest fucking takes I've ever heard in the world about a quarterback. Oh, he's gay, but he's hanging out with Instagram models. Oh, he's gay because he paints his nails. Who the fuck cares? Honestly.
We heard all
I'm pretty
this
sure
shit
Troy
about
Aikman was
Rodgers
gay.
too. That's where that's where you just gotta take it.
Yeah.
As, I don't give a fuck if he blows the whole team as long as he keeps playing the way he does.
Yeah, they've been saying it about Rodgers. I mean, before him, it was Troy Aikman. Like,
I'm going back to the days of Dr. Dennis Leary, right? You guys ever listen to Dr. Dennis Leary? Dr. Dennis Leary is on Who Can Join the Military. I like to fuck sheep. Can you shoot a gun? Yes. Well, here's a sheep and a gun. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. I like to, whatever. I don't care. I mean, it's like,
it's just that he's outside of the norm for what we get in football shit. And with anything outside the norm, it's going to get made fun of by your rivals.
You get like stupid shit like this, Mitch. Like, Mitch, dude, really?
Come on, that's a benign one.
I know that's on the weak side, but it's like those kinds of comments really are just like whatever at this point. They have absolutely zero to do with football. It's just kind of like I'm just at the point where I ignore it 100%, almost 100% of the time, like 99% of the time. It just goes when I hear it, I'm like, man, you really must be grasping at life to have to make comments like that. It's like, I don't really care if they're gay, bi, whatever flag they want, Greek flag they want to fly. I mean, it doesn't matter. You're talking about a city where Dennis Rodman played after he changed hair color daily, married himself. I mean, nothing. Look at it. No one cares. It's just like, how does he play on the field is the only thing that matters.
All this does is remind me of that's my quarterback, that's my teammate.
Look at it. It's like, look, I quantified this by saying sorry before I said it. I see it up there now. He's like, all right, sorry, Ken. Right? Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just immature nonsense. Like, Dorn's like, oh, Caleb's the bus. Well, the bus beat you at Lambeau last year. So whatever. I mean, it's like.
Well, I mean, Jamarcus Russell won a few games too.
I mean, it's
So
like
did Justin Fields. So did Zach Wilson.
But I
So
love
did Mac Jones.
I love Vikings Nation. I mean, I love their Super Bowl trophy collection. I love the amount of NFC championships that they haven't won.
I love how hypocritical you are, Ken.
I love the amount of great records they've had in the last 2 decades that have gone one and done every freaking time. So yeah, I mean, I like the Purple People Eaters up there.
Yeah, I love how hypocritical you are.
They haven't been purple since what?
I mean, you were complaining about how Packers fans always bring up the past, and yet here you are bringing up the past. So, I mean, you are just as hypocritical as us.
I hear it. Joke coming flying over her head. She missed the joke.
No, I didn't. I'm just saying you're just as hypocritical as us.
I'm not being hypocritical.
You are, because you're bringing up. Oh, I love how you guys like don't have Super Bowls and blah blah blah. I mean, that's the past, and you said you hate how Packers bring up the past about all their Super Bowls. So what's the difference?
The airport saying land the plane because you
the
missed,
past is the past.
you
You're
missed
a
the
hypocrite.
irony and all of that. It was being ironic. You missed the irony and the sarcasm.
No, I didn't. I'm just pointing out how
I'm
hypocritical.
just pointing out that you were being sarcastic. No shit, Sherlock. Next question. Jesus.
Gotta love the off season, guys.
Being sarcastic. Go after him. Oh, let me see. Jeez. Oh, you went to the draft, though, Phil. Outstanding. So you know, look. I like what Philip did here. Thank you, Phil, too, for the transition.
Your mic's doing it again, Ken.
Yeah. only the internet.
It's still wonky.
It's like
It's real bad. Like we can't even make out what you're saying right now.
There
we go.
Philip, yeah. So Philip, I take it this is like almost a week and a half deal here, or 2.5 week deal. So did you guys make this like a massive road trip with a lot of stops and see America while you're at it? I think that was kind of cool. That's really cool there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Yeah,
hard road trip.
at that point, it wouldn't be too bad. But driving all the way from New York to Green Bay didn't sound like a good idea to me this time.
I mean, yeah, but think about it. You could no, it's okay. It's okay, Mitch. I mean, but dude, you could like stop at Canton. You could do Canton. You could do all that kind of cool stuff. Yeah, they've been massive road trip. I mean, that's like one of those you go see look, it's the biggest yarn in the world, a wall of yarn. Let's go see it.
But the Green Bay fans that road tripped, they went early because they had to stop at every sheep farm on the way.
It's not sheep, it's alpacas. Get it right, damn it.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. Alpaca wool is much more expensive.
See, exactly.
Yeah, they can sell it on Aaron Rodgers and ayahuasca.
No, if you take enough ayahuasca, it won't matter that it's an alpaca.
There you go. Hey, here's our road trip rules. We will stop at every bar we see. No wonder why they just got home.
I was going to say, don't drive through Oswego, otherwise you're going to be stopping every 4 foot.
Yeah. Yeah, only in Wisconsin can you go to a town of Wisconsin. It has like 2 gas stations, 1 church, and 10 bars.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, we've got like 5 gas stations here and like 15 bars.
Which is bar to gas station. And you go to Colorado, it's different. It's weed shops instead. It's 1 gas station, 3 weed shops, and no bars.
Shit, give me that. Because let me tell you, with all the freaking drunken morons around here, we have problems all the fucking time. I would
Except
see
for Denver.
their eyes rolled in the back of their head than some motherfucker out there fucking puking and breaking shit.
Except for Denver.
Breaking
500 gas stations and 1,000 gay bars.
Breaking news here. We talked about it early, but now it's confirmed. Eagles tight end Dallas Goedert accepts a pay cut from $14.25 million annual to $10 million, and he'll get an extra $1 million in incentives. But he took a pay cut to stay with the Eagles, which is interesting after you won a Super Bowl to take a pay cut. But he did just that. Interesting.
It makes sense. Because the Eagles, they got to be getting close to up against the cap with all the superstars on their team, and he wants to be part of. He thinks they got a chance to repeat. How much is a ring worth to you? Or less million to win a ring.
I mean, it's a smart business move by both teams, right? They save some cap. He keeps a job.
It has a chance at another ring.
Yeah. I mean, it's rare we get news stories.
If that's what you play the game for, right? If that's what you play the game for is to win a ring, then you're going to do what you can to stay on a team that can win one, right? That just shows you that Goddard's about winning rings and not about money. Because not everybody's like that, There's lots of guys that they offered $5 million more. I'll go to Arizona, no problem. I'll go to Carolina. They offered me $10 million more.
Here's a John Dorn moment. John Dorn breaking news. Come on, Miles. There you go.
Wouldn't be surprised at all.
I was going to say the worst part is that wouldn't fucking shock me.
Not at all. I mean, it's rare that Goddard, Goddard took a pay cut chance another ring. Yeah. And it's very rare that happens. If we see it in baseball, we've seen it more. Probably the most famous case of that was Andre Dawson, right? Andre Dawson was an all-star for the Expos. For those that remember, old enough to remember that Montreal had a baseball team. And he was a free agent, and he just wanted to play in Chicago. And he went to the Cubs, who were owned by the Tribune Company at the time, and said, hey, give me a contract, I'll sign it, you fill in the money later. And that's exactly what they did. He just signed a contract, and they paid him whatever. He's like, I don't care, I just want to be here. Kerry Wood got offered $5 million to stay with the Yankees, took $1 million to come back to play for the Cubs. So we see it more in baseball than you do in football. But I think also because baseball, they have more longevity to their career. But I mean, it is interesting. I'm telling you, buy me a cup of coffee is what you need to do, man. I need some coffee after that, Mitch. Brady did that. I mean, Brady wasn't big, never got a massively huge contract, right? You never heard Brady, highest paid quarterback. He always had his Jordan was the same way. MJ was the same way. These guys, you never heard about their massively huge contracts. They always got paid well, but they weren't, going after. Yeah, Tim Raines in Montreal as well. Yep, Tim the Rock Raines. Remember, he was the first one to use The Rock. It was Tim the Rock Raines, before Dwayne Johnson. But that's interesting that they got him to take a pay cut. I mean, it tells you that they're in the right headspace, both as an organization and a player, and that they're safe.
And that it tells you that they're all on the same page. They all have the same vision. They're looking at another ring.
Yeah, they got a good chance. They have a really good shot with that team, and they draft so well.
Yeah, I mean, they've got literally, I would say most of their second string guys could start somewhere else, and they're just waiting in the wings for their older players to age out, and they're going to come in and take their place. Like, the Eagles are set up for a good while if they can keep that team together.
Yeah, there are going to be some interesting teams this year in the league. I mean, the Eagles are going to be interesting. I'm interested in seeing what's going on with San Francisco, like how this balancing act they're trying to do is going to work out for them. They just need a shitload of money to stay. You still have CMC. They did some wide receiver maneuvering. They've lost some more guys on the defense. So I mean, it's not like you can't get young and stay good, but I'm interested to see how San Francisco holds up this year in the West. I'm interested in seeing what the Raiders are going to do this year. I mean, that's a team that kind of like my Bears was full of promise coming into last year, and then the wheels just fell off the car and got put on the cinder blocks and tagged up with some spray paint, and they've taken it to the repair shop and tried to fix it up. I want to see what it looks like now.
It was like the Raiders had this car that, it was like a show car, and you were like, ooh, I can't wait to take this baby out. And then they parked it in the middle of Stockton. They just parked it and left it with the keys in it in Stockton. And then they found it on the outskirts of town, burned out.
See, here I thought the Raiders were the show car that didn't have an engine in it.
Hey, you know what? That's not a bad, that's not an unfair description.
It looked great and flashy until we got to the actual meat of it. And nothing.
Until you started it up. You started it up.
Why ain't this working?
It's like a nice 68 Chevelle, and then you start it up and it sounds like a Prius. You're like, what the fuck?
What about New England? Like with Vrabel's first season in New England, they're going to be an interesting team as well.
I think New England has a chance to really flip. I mean, I don't know if they're going to go worst to first because they got to play Buffalo, but I think they could finish second in that division, no problem.
Yeah, I am 100% on board with that. Drake May looked pretty damn good last year. He didn't light the world on fire by any means, but he showed enough to where there's promise with him. And Vrabel,
especially considering what he played with last year.
and
Like for him to look as good as he did with the dumpster fire that they had last year, like I think Drake May's legit.
yeah,
And I just want to point out when Drake May got drafted, I did say that I thought Drake May was going to be good. I'm just saying it now.
I was singing Drake May's praises all through the draft process.
Yeah, he's not there yet, but I have a feeling he's going to be good, man.
And now that you got Vrabel there, you got a head coach that turned the Tennessee Titans relevant, which that should be the number one fucking thing on his resume, that I made the Titans worth fucking watching.
Well, and actually, you know, when you look at last year's draft class of quarterbacks, even JJ, even though we only got to see him in camp, they all showed. I mean, that was a pretty solid quarterback draft class last year. Like every single one of them has showed. And I'll even give JJ credit because let's be honest, before he got hurt, he won that job in Minnesota.
Yeah. I mean, and if you look at last year's draft class, like the way it was talked about, it was like, well, there's Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, and then there's everyone else, right? Like, and that wasn't how it turned out at all. All 6 of the quarterbacks that were drafted in the first 15 picks turned out pretty decent, you know?
There's your Dorn moment.
Like even Penix looked pretty decent. You know, Nix looked way better than I thought he would. I'll give him that. You know,
Nick,
like
I think Nick went to the perfect head coach for him, though.
Yeah,
they did They did homework. I think every team did. The guys they took fit their system or fit them. Nick's went to the right system, right coach. They've learned from the Mitch Trubisky-ism, if you will, that like Mitch didn't fit Chicago necessarily. He fit Nagy's offense in year one. And then Nagy changed his offense up. He didn't fit anymore, but that's why Mitch is in Buffalo, because he fits them, they fit him. I think teams have gotten more about, you know, do they fit this franchise more than is he just a good football player? Because the axiom used to be they're a good football player, and this is why we take them, and they'll learn to fit what we do here. And I think teams have finally caught on. No. They need to be a fit for the offense. Just because a guy is a great tackle doesn't mean he's going to be a great tackle in my system. And we saw that even with the Packers last year. They had a certain stud who on this show said, oh, this guy's going to light the world on fire. Yeah, that's why he was traded at the trade deadline, because he wasn't doing jack. Because the new system and him, it didn't work. He didn't fit that system, and the Packers rightfully moved on from him later. The teams are trying to figure that out more. Like some of these GMs are starting to widen up, and I think you saw that last year with the quarterbacks. They took quarterbacks that fit them more than, well, we're going to just build. You know, we're going to take a quarterback and then try to figure it out. The quarterback class was so good last year they could actually do that, and they did. And I think all 6 will have long careers. This might be last year's draft class might go down as one of the best in NFL history.
it might. I think Penix is going to have the Falcons looking competitive, dude. I think they might even challenge the Bucs for the division.
Yeah, but the Bucs, man, just got so rich at wide receiver. My God.
Yeah. That's why I said I think that I can see the Falcons challenging them. I don't know if they're going to take the division from them yet, but like I can see them challenging for it. If Penix has a good year and he can use the weapons that they have, because they have weapons on offense, you know, like they just for whatever reason last year Kirko couldn't get it done.
I think they still have offensive line issues there a little bit. Because, like, you know, Bijan's been okay, but, like, Bijan's been what they drafted him for yardage-wise. But you're not hearing him like you hear with Saquon. He's not busting out the big home runs. Like, he's producing, but it's not home run time with him yet, with Bijan, really. But, yeah, I think they have some offensive line issues and some other playbook issues, but I think Penix might. He's working out for him.
He's got a cannon, dude. That guy he throws lasers, dude. Like I want to see if he can learn to use Kyle Pitts. Like Kyle Pitts has been criminally underused in Atlanta.
Every year this is Kyle Pitts' breakout year.
Yeah.
and every year they have.
drafting him in fantasy again.
Oh, me too, Sarah. You're not the only one who's bought into it.
And you're not wrong, Sarah. But I'm just saying, every year they've had a quarterback who, for whatever reason, doesn't use them, and as much as they should. Like Kyle Pitts. I feel like you should lean on that dude. Like, you know what I mean? Let the offense run through him and through Bijan, and then it'll open up your receivers. Once you actually make Pitts a threat to where people are like, oh, now we actually have to defend this guy.
Well, that's like Cole Kmet in Chicago. Every year is a breakout year for Cole, and they don't use him. Oh, every year is a breakout year for J-Mo. Okay, well, he had a decent year last year. Every year is a breakout year for Romeo Dobbs. Okay. Every year is a breakout year. Just name a player from any pick a team. Every team has one. And every year it's the same thing. Well, they don't use them enough, or they get injured, or it's like, but like it's so frustrating because you see guys like Pitts, you see guys like Kmet, and they can ball, and they get the contracts that say they can ball, right? And then they don't use them.
Isn't Pitts still on his rookie deal?
I think this is his last year. I think so.
Let me look at his contract.
But
he's going to get paid because everyone knows the kid can ball, and it's like I don't get it. Yeah, he's 24 years old. 24 years old. Let me find his contract here. Yeah, Sports Illustrated. Kyle Pitts made a big jump according to the now infamous Atlanta Falcons OC. I mean, let me get this contract.
Who's their OC?
Oh God, what's his name? His the son that Zach Robinson. His son is the one who made all the prank phone calls.
No, it was Olbrich.
Oh, it was Olbrich. That's right.
Olbrich, yeah.
He's on the club option, 5th-year option, making $10 million this year, which is good for a tight end. I mean, that's high 3, right? Is it high 3, something like that? High 3, high 5. So he's getting paid.
Yeah, but the fact that they picked up his 5th-year option and didn't sign him to an extension kind of says like they want to see, and they might end up losing him in free agency.
He's making a whole $300,000 less than Cole Kmet right now, so he's in that top echelon of tight end pay. Right, he was number 4 pick, so he's making the average of the top 3 or top 5, whatever that we read the other day, top 3 or top 5. I mean, yeah, he's getting paid, and they're not using him. I mean, think about it. You spent the 4th pick overall in this guy in 2021. He needs to break out. They need to use him. To Joe's point, they're not using him.
Yeah, I hope Penix can lean on him this year. If Penix learns to use him, I think the Falcons have a real shot, dude. A real shot at fighting for the division. I'm not saying a shot at the Super Bowl or anything. They still got to get a defense together. But
here's what I don't get when it comes to guys like Kmet and Pitts. We know these guys are beastly tight ends. We've seen Kmet games where they've used Kmet, and all of a sudden that Bears offense look like, wow, where has this team been? And then they don't use them. Like, why? And then you see, like, you go to San Francisco where the world revolves around Kittle. And look what it does for their offense. I don't get why Atlanta, Chicago, Green Bay, you saw Detroit with their tight ends. They use their tight ends a lot, and it did well for them. You see the Vikings use their tight end when he's healthy.
Green Bay uses their tight ends a fair bit. That's one thing about what's his name? Your head coach, LaFleur. Yeah, LaFleur likes to use his tight ends. He has 2 of them, and he likes to use both of them in the passing game.
But not he uses them more as safety nets. I feel sometimes. I think like he can get more out of his tight end position than what he.
The issue is that Musgrave has been injured, so we haven't been able to apply the types of 2 tight end sets that he's wanted to put out there. Hopefully, Musgrave will stay healthy this year, so we can finally see what this offense he's been constructing is going to look like.
And see, that's what I'm hoping in Chicago with Loveland being there, with Loveland and Kmet, that it's just an explosion of tight end talent being utilized, which will then open up the wide receiving core, which is pretty darn good too. Like you look at the weaponry, like my God, they got to do something. And like, you know, like look at the success teams have when they use their tight end. I mean, look no further than Detroit. When Laporta's going, that offense clicks along a lot better. It's markedly better when he's clicking than when Laporta's not.
And not only that, before Aaron Hernandez went completely fucking nuts, look at how absolutely dominating the Patriots offense was running those 2 tight end sets.
Mm-hmm.
So Steve brings up a good point there, and I think there's some truth to Pitts and Kmet on this, that the threat of them maybe draws a double team, whatever, opens up other receivers. But the problem is then they don't go, then they say they just keep running them as a decoy, never throwing the ball, so the decoy stops working. So they still got to try to feed them the ball and work. And I think that's the same thing for Pitts as it is for Kmet. And there are a couple other really good tight ends in this league. It's the same thing. Yeah, that's for tomorrow. There,
that's true. If JJ gets hurt, the Vikings are done because they're rolling Daniel Jones out there.
No, Daniel Jones is in Indy.
No, he's gone. He's in Indy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, who the fuck's the quarterback they traded for on draft night?
Sam Howell.
Sam Howell. There you go. He's actually not. He's not too terrible. He looked decent with the stint there that he had with the Commanders.
The Vikings look at. Here's the thing with the Vikings. It doesn't matter who the hell their quarterback is. Their defense is good. They have talent on offense. Where all that quarterback has to be able to do, and if you're in the NFL level, you should be able to do this. Just manage a game. You don't have to do anything extraordinary or superhero-like. You just have to. If it's not there, throw it away. If it's there, throw it. That's all you got to do is manage the game in Minnesota, and you will succeed because they have that much talent and are that well coached. I mean, that's all you need to do there. So if JJ gets hurt, Howell was not a bad quarterback. Ken is right in DC. They're going to be fine. Now, the thing is, if let's say Howell ends up playing does well and then JJ never does well, that tells you everything about JJ. So it's kind of like one of those bad things, too. If you can't succeed in Minnesota's offense right now as a quarterback, you've got issues.
Yeah, I was going to say KOC, with what he did with Darnold, has shown he knows how to coach quarterbacks. If you can't have success with him, I find it highly doubtful that you're going to find success with any other one.
So on that last terrible take, don't forget we got the afternoon show here in about an hour or so at 2 o'clock Central, 3 to East. We got the MMA show. We have Hallis Hall tonight at 7 Central, 8 on the East. Thank you, everyone, for being with us today. Hope you enjoy your hump day Wednesday. It's hump day. See y'all later. Have a great day. Thanks for joining.